Hi, this is Kiran. I head marketing for Hurix. I would like to welcome you all for our Blended Learning System webinar. Thank you for joining us. Here are some of the housekeeping things I would like to mention. We will be sharing the PPT and the recording to your respective IDs. Do participate in surveys as and when required. You could raise the question anytime during the webinar or post-webinar in the question box on the right-hand side of your screen. I can see many of our participants are logging in, so let's give a couple of minutes for them. Hello everybody. I would be giving you a small introduction about Hurix as a company and the range of services that Hurix offers. Creation, very slowly we spread our tentacles into multiple domains. We are headquartered in Mumbai. We have 2 more development centers, one in Chennai and the other in Pune. Looking back in terms of creation of content, we have more than 1 million hours of rich content. Of late, in the last few years, we have also been extremely adept in creation of content in HTML5. In our 15 years of experience, we have created more than 20,000 learning objects. In terms of volume-based production, we are pioneers in automated ebook production. Our flagship product Kitabu is an automated platform for generation of ebooks. We have generated more than 5.5 million pages. Hurix also has bagged industry-specific awards in all areas such as product development, created services, volume-based production services. We have clients spread across more than 20 countries, predominantly in US and Europe. We are also progressing into different geographies as well. Here are some of the clients for you to look at. I'm pausing a couple of minutes for your convenience. Moving on, we have launched 2 products into the market. Kitabu, which is an ebook generation platform. The other is Diktara, which is a content authoring tool. Both the products have won Brandon Hall Awards consecutively. We have been repeatedly winning Brandon Hall Excellence Awards. To give you an idea about the services we offer, I'm going to list the services for you. Enterprise Learning Solutions, Digital Educational Solutions, Learning Management System Solutions, Quality Assurance Services, Apps and Mobile Solutions, Flash to HTML5 services. Our experiences spans across multiple domains such as domains which are listed below. I'm going to pause a few minutes here. Having spoken about product development, I would like to say a few words about e-learning solutions as well. We create e-learning curriculum and course development, simulation development, virtual labs, high-end 2D and 3D animations, and interactivities. For educational publishers and institutions, we provide e-book development. In the area of technology services, we provide custom LMS solutions to our clients. A range of services that we provide include are listed below. I'm going to pause a few seconds for your convenience. We provide independent quality assurance and services as well. Particularly, we do mobile app testing, content testing, production testing, technology and product testing. With this small introduction on the range of services provided by Hurix, now I hand you over to Anish for taking us through the blending learning system. Anish is going to explain LMS, is going to explain blended learning through LMS as a medium. Over to you, Anish.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for giving this opportunity. First, I would like to say that the blended learning is a formal education program in which the employees can learn at least in parts through delivery of content or through instructions via digital or online media with some element of control over time, place, and phase. On blended learning, please feel free to interrupt me whenever you have any questions, or we can have a question and answer session at the end of the session. So I planned this into 3 parts presentation. Like, what is blended learning, and why and how can we achieve blended learning? Blended learning, where we have the virtual learning environment, where WebEx conferencing and chat, online medias of instruction, social networking. So all these mediums where the mentors can share information and instruct, provide content, or provide instructions to their peers or to their team members. On blended learning, skill and competencies are important for an employee. So basically, this would evaluate the type of knowledge he has and what type of competencies he needs to improve to go up the ladder. And this is also like they can have their own learning path, set specific goals, and see to that how they achieve it. Content. There is wide range of content. After the evolution of cloud-based computing, there have been wide range of content across the market. And once you go on the web, you find several materials, several open source courses available. So the challenge behind this is to find the right content and to have a mechanism where students and teachers can learn the best solution in the specified time. So this can be achieved in blended learning with specific set of tools available in the market which could help us out to achieve it. Creating learning plans, having our own bookshelves, taking materials which are available in the marketplace or in the courses and learn from it. So the challenge behind it is to make it more interactive and to have more people using the system. So the best way to do it is using a lot of gamification, programs, certifications, and recognitions, creating badges for the students who have completed it, and always send benchmarks so that people can start updating or learning more. So the blended learning on whole will help you in your organization goals, in your organization where you have your tiles, you have your specific level of skill sets to achieve the next goals. These all can be achieved using your blended learning, and the communication system can be open so that it is where you communicate, the employees communicate directly with the employees, and this would help them in reducing attrition and improving the retention of the employees. Okay. We would like your preference of organization so that I could base my my presentation with respect to their examples. So whether you're interested in the corporate, university, or non-profit organization, could you please share your response? Thanks a lot for your response. And most of the things have been related to corporate. So my examples will be based on the corporate. Why are we choosing LMIS as our blended learning system? LMIS learning management system has become an integral part of the organization, which between major corporations, mid and small size companies, universities, and NGOs. So LMS is implemented to set as well as see whether the employees are to the organization goals, they achieve it, and integrate with the HR system. So the HR's IT administration, where we share all the information like good practices and your inductions and also your appraisals can be linked to your LMS system. So on the helps out your organization, but also the employees are providing seamless learning opportunities, engaging training modules. Moreover, it helps an organization to reduce cost, because the communication is the important part of an organization. So once you're able to pass on the right communication to your employees, and employees are aware of what's happening in the organization, which would help in the betterment of the company. Evolutions. So before 2010, we were using a lot of web cloud-based informations, and all the informations have been scattered across the web, and the informations are not streamlined. So to make it better, things have started changing from 2011. So there have been our knowledge repositories being created, and by 2012 there have been social learnings. So people have started sharing information to their colleagues, friends, families through the social learnings, so that this has created an environment where people can learn at the touch of a button. So once when we went into MOOCs, we had an option like more of massive open source online courses available, so students can start learning from the courses available in the web. The key challenge behind this is structured learning, and there is no one to instruct you. There's no one to instruct how to proceed, how not to proceed. So that's the only challenge we would say, which could be, I could not say eradicated, but it could be controlled using an LMS system. And by 2014, we have moved across bring your own devices. So that has opened gates where people can start having informations, data, and they can collect everything and put it in their own system. And this is like for the references and others, this is the best means of information. But there has been a challenge across this, because when the information is available in your workstation,
hello people, is the screen visible to you guys? Do let me know if you're facing any problems.
can everyone see the screen? Sorry, Janice, do you have a question? Do you want to ask? Can you type down the question? Sure. So can I continue now? So is everyone able to see the screen? Vishal, Mishra, are you able to see the screen now? Okay. So let me continue now. So after 2014, there's been a huge amount of change in the way the blended learning is taking place, and this has opened floodgates to how we can improve the experience of the person. So the personal learning experience has come across, and then we have the gamification, making it more interactive, wearable learning, so that we take our data everywhere and we can read it everywhere. And now the blended learning system has moved ourselves into a different dimensions. We would like to understand whether your organization currently uses LMS, so that we would understand from a perspective how much we can talk about an LMS system. Could you please share your answers? The poll is, yeah, sure. So we have quite a number of people using the LMS system. So could you please share what is the LMS you're currently using? Sure. Thanks a lot for your response. So this is with the respect to the second part, which I'm talking about, why an LMS. So basically, it would empower the employees. So the employees would feel that they have sufficient information, and they would know what the organization is going across, where is it leading it, and what are the organization goals they're trying to achieve. And this would also create an awareness for the employees. So the best part of this LMS system will see to that there is a good communication between the employees and the HR persons. And this will also help in showing how much of learnings they've learned from the organization, and this would help in increasing the retention level, the learning retention as well as the employee retention. And the critical important is that how well are we with the organization? So how are we fitting our goals with the organization, fitting our roles with the current roles and responsibilities? How do we get into the next destination, next ladder? What are our key skill sets required? What are we lagging? How do we improve it? So these type of things where the employees can evaluate themselves and start improving to the next level. And as learning improved its overall performance at social and corporate levels, we can evaluate it, and teachers can start, the HRs can start working with the employees to see how well they have learned, how much of they've covered, and what are the key strengths, what are the key competencies, what are they trying to achieve. So these type of information reporting where they could know their employees better. So by the LMS system, we would see to that all these information are passed to all the data have been available, so that we can choose our employees better. There has been a survey recently, the Gartner, saying that currently employees have been taking a lot of resources, and eventually they are not aware of what are the skill sets available, and are they really happy with their current skill sets. So this has been a bigger concern, and people have not been able to grow across because of them not aware of what they have to do and what are the available open requirements, open positions available in the organization. So having this LMS inbuilt, this will provide a faster training program, and it would evaluate ourselves very better, and we would have plenty of instructions, contents available for us to easily adapt. And also, if there is some learnings available which we've learned from different projects, we could pass it across, and this would help to make the system more better, and it would help to see to that the learnings is passed across the entire organization. And tracking the learners in real time is an important track to see whether they have really completed the course and what level of completions are there, and have a lot of artificial intelligence in place using different tools to evaluate the current performance of the student. So this slide shows that our retention levels of knowledge, because as a normal human being, we tend to forget everything within 7 weeks, so that our retention level drops. So we could use the LMS system, that is the blended learning, to see to that we can revise whatever we have done previously. We can take notes, highlights, a lot more FAQs, markings, bookmarkings across, so that we don't forget, and we always see if there is something, we go back to the system, read it again, and understand it and come back. So this would help us to improve our knowledge as well as to keep the data intact with us. So this could be achieved using our LMS. So why LMS? There have been plenty of information which are passed across saying that LMS would see to that the learnings, whatever we share, information, contents, everything is been intact in one single repository, and this can be easily accessible and we can provide recognitions for people who are showing a lot of interest and improvements in the organization achievements. So this slide would articulate whatever I've spoken in the previous sessions presentation. So how we would get this into the organization fit. So once when we know that we are an organization, then the cultural behavioral skills of leaders, managers to lead well and pass on information to our our team members and learning across the teams and seeing to that we have an improvement in our learning. Performance mapping and tracking the performance. So this would see to that we have the right resource in the right place and get visibility across the organization. So this would open doors to see to that whatever I do is being recognized, it's been passed across, people can view it, people can tag, and how many people have been reviewed it, how many people have taken it as positive response, a negative response, and the learnings has been passed across can be evaluated. So coming to the last part of my sessions, how are we going to achieve this? So as you see, there's a lot of we have mobile, notebooks, iPads, and mail systems, transferring data, web. All these informations have been passed across diverse areas where people tend to use the information, share, put it across, into the memory and then leave it across. Where these informations, if they can pass it on as a content, review it, see to that these contents can be used by other resources and they can structure everything. This would facilitate a proper environment where people could start learning, building up their knowledge and spearheading their goals and seeing to that they could learn more of what interest areas it is and what is the organization, what is the current trend in the organization. So these are all things we need to achieve is how could you achieve is using an LMS system. So the responsibilities of an LMIS says that how do we improve the way people work? There have been a lot of concerns across the teams that the way the people work is different because each people have their own type of skill set, the timings and different areas. They don't even meet their team members. So to see to that these type of things, the gaps have been filled, the best approach is to have a LMS system and people sharing information. So this would know that there is someone available whom we can help. And we work on a global environment, global timing. So people have different timings that goes across, and the information they would have could not. If there's any concern in the team also that could not be shared across, or the team members would not have a problem. So we can use this mechanism and the LMS system to achieve it. The blended learning LMS system. So responding to the change of the environment is very important, and improving the user experience and learning curves. So these are things where L&Ds have problems. So all these issues can be achieved using an LMS system, LMS system. So broadly, the features of an LMS system are a general, administration, development and management, and user management. So on the general area, it is like how the interface is, the calendar invite saying that when there's particular events available, when there is going to be particular webinars. So this way, the information will be passed across. The people would show interest, and the calendars will have all the information like when I should study my course, when should I complete my course to achieve my KRA. So it is like putting your appraisal to the LMS system. Collaborating tools and activities, file management, document management systems, notification and track progress. The content development and management, instructions you call about the content you call, how well we can manage it, how to create learning paths, how to edit the content, how to make it in a more readable and more wonderful, encourageable manner, and tagging across the LMS so that people could, if they could rightly tag the system and get the data whatever they require. Group management, marking workflows, and a lot of social, bringing up across social networking in the system, integrating badges, reports, security and privacies. The administrator, he manages roles, he sees creates design layouts and creates more plugins, features, developments, and can the capabilities, multilingual capabilities, and these things comes across the administration part. User management part is very simple, where we manage roles and manage user systems across it. So these are standard features we would see it in an LMS system. If we are very much interested, this will be available in most of the open source systems and available in the market. But how are we going to make this tailored to our needs? So that could be done by a lot of customization. So broadly, the customization has been divided into two. One is the framework customization and feature customization. Framework customization is like you change the entire system, the hierarchy, how it flows, the current workflow. Everything has been changed. Positions, staffing, creating competencies, and what type of books, scores, restrictions. So these type of framework changes, which is specific to organization, would be dealt across the framework-based customization. So this will be like most of changing the code and the current system, how it looks like. The feature-driven customization. So we name features like just add a plugin to it and automatically it should start working. So that is where we say this is all feature-driven customization. If you don't want a feature, we just remove it off. But when you do a framework, it sits on the system, and any changes or updates you do would impact your system. On the feature-driven, we say an organization where I have multiple sub-organizations across, and these organizations should have their own LMS. These type of features can be included. The plans, learning plans, and what type of data they should access, should not access, restrictions across the system, the content. How do you add the mentoring feature across the system, the competencies and course linking programs, report building. Reports, like we can assign it to Google Analytics, Google IDs, and see how long at each employee is spending in each courses, how much is scored, and the concept of the audience. So the important part of the LMS system is you can know what your audience are looking at and how they feel about the system. And this way you can add more assessments, you can make it more interactive. So, and you can see to that the assessment once they take, they don't take it. And learning part can be put across with assessment, saying that if they score only about 80%, 90%, then they can go across the next system. Or linking the content to that question, so that once if he is doing it wrong, they can directly go to the learning material and get the response. And the face-to-face training setups, getting 360 degrees feedback. So feedback is, because on the current systems we always have problem where we don't have a proper mechanism in place to get feedback. So if this LMS has been incorporated, you would have all your HR problems gone, because you're going to have your feedback, you're going to have your appraisal linked, you're going to have your key competencies improved, and you're going to see to that your retention levels have been improved. So basically it's going to improve the organization, and it would see to that the communications is passed across with all team members, and the communication between the employees and employees keeps flowing freely. Currently, is your organization using LMS, and what is the level of comfort you have with the LMS? Can you please answer this question? So there is, so based on survey, it's like more of a moderate level of information available. So there is a lot of improvements where we can make it up. So that we would be sharing across. So we would also like to know your interest on our learning management case studies and documents which will help you out to choose the right learning management system. Could you please respond? Sure, thanks a lot. So coming to the end of the slide, the toughest part is like, how do you use a nice LMS? So basically you need to have a proper business analyst who can go through each and every LMS, understand the cons and pros of each LMS, and then decide on the LMS system. Or having a a company who has a lot of expertise on the LMS. We've been working on the LMS to help you out to choose the right LMS. So these are a list of questions you should be asking before you choose an LMS. Are you looking out for an open source or a custom LMS? So open source LMS is like most of the features available, which I told you, general, the content, the administration, and user roles have been there. So it is like after that you need to have few customizations on top of it. On the custom LMS, it is like you don't want most of the features which is maybe redundant. You would think about a custom LMS which would cater to your needs, and which could easily be customized by you have your own framework, your own design, and everything. So that will be easy for you to manage better. So once you have decided on which you're going with, then you should figure out if it's an open source LMS, what are the current functionalities available with it, and the plugins available can we easily enhance the functionalities of it. So once you see whether most of the functionality is available, and that's something which you can choose. And can it be easily customized or enhanced? The level of coding they've done and the level of code they provide to you, instructions, manuals available, and different forums available which will help you out to enhance the system, and the resource availability. So what the technology used, whether available in your organization, or it's easily available in the market space where your outsourcing partner should be having this technology available. So when you choose the technologies, always try to choose some open source technologies, because that's somewhere where we can get a lot of resources. The preference of technologies can be of PHP, Java, Ruby on Rails. But that doesn't restrict to, because .NET also has a lot of open source tools available. So that is also well and good. It's basically up to you to decide whether you have the technology skill set available. Based on that, you can choose it. And the most important part is how could you collaborate, the functionalities, the workings, and how easy is it for your learners and teachers can use it. A simple example for this is how much of them have used this LMS, and in the market, is it widely used? So these type of surveys would help you out to figure out which is the most widely used. For example, when you say Moodle, that's widely used. There may be a lot of cons and pros, but we have a blackboard which will help us to get into the features what we would think about. And there are more other desire to learn, Canvas, and other elements which are available, which could also help you out. A tutor, a content. So that is basically like the easiest way to figure out whether it's easy for learners and teachers is way you see that how many people are using it. And formats, whether it supports your format, a PDF, a SCORM, a ebook, otherwise a PPT. So these type of formats, whether it would support, and if you have any specific formats, you should also see to that it supports that in your LMS. Integration with other learning applications. As we are going into open source blended learning, the important part is how well you can share your information. So it will be like people coming from different organizations can come to your organization, take particular content, read a content, and they would also take assessments, and then you can pass that information to your other LMS system. How well, what is the mechanism to do that? That's called LTI compliant. So if your LMS is LTI compliant, then you can easily transfer data from one LMS to other LMS. And the last bit is going to be your mobile multiple device support. So make it responsive, whether the LMS is responsive, so it works on your tablet, mobiles, your web with the current browsers available in the market, whether it can easily enhance. And if there is an open source development happening across, and how many plugins, how many functionalities have been developed, and how easy it's used. So these are things all comes on top of it. So basically, if you have a broad idea about this one, this would help you out to choose the right LMS.
We are open to Q&A. Do feel free to ask possible questions which you need clarification on.
You can type the questions around.
We will be closing the Q&A session in 3 minutes.
Yeah, there'll be a few questions out there, and the other questions I'll be considering the time. I'll be answering a few questions, and then the rest of the questions I'll be sharing it via email. On the LMS system, which is the most normally used functionality? The features which you can talk about is there has been plenty of features available, and the most likely used we could say is going to be the adding classes and creating groups and creating contents, interactives available, and creating the learning path. So that is something which is widely used across, and the important thing is the learning path. I hope I've answered the question. So the next question is, what is the most commonly used format? The most commonly used format is the SCORM format, and this has been supported by most of the open source LMS available, and this has been supported by Moodle itself. So the key disadvantage of Moodle using SCORM is that you cannot edit. If you're editing the content also, it will be there in the Moodle, but you can't export it off. So that is the only disadvantage we have, but the rest of the thing is fine. So next question is like the LMS system, the feature development, which you're talking about framework. What is the best framework you used? So when different technologies have different framework. So when you're going to use your PHP, there is a framework called Cake PHP, which is good. Code Igniter is good, and the same way holds good for other technologies also. For example, Java is going to be J2ME. So these are technologies where we can use it and push it across. Okay, fine. I think the rest of the questions, what I would do is I would answer it. I would share it with to you in your email. Thanks a lot. Could you please let me know whether the session is useful, helpful for you? Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thanks a lot for attending the webinar. If you're pursuing an ideal LMS system, we believe that we have the right solution for you. We cater to NGOs, corporates, and educational institutions. If you have any queries or if you require any clarification regarding blended learning system or a learning management system, we'll be more than happy to help you out. You can feel free to reach out to me. My email ID is listed below. Also, we will be providing the question and answers which will provide more light to the presentation which we have just shown. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for your time.